Just can't talk. Little sinusy. That stuff's supposed to be 12 hours. It's about 9 hours. I'd like to call the January meeting of the school board to order. Since this is the first meeting of the new term, we will do reorganization tonight. So before that, we will go ahead and have a moment, stand for a moment of silence, and then do the pledge of allegiance. Everybody please stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You couldn't hear me because I can't talk, brother. All right, members of the board, do we need approval of the agenda? Have y'all all read the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Move for approval of the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the agenda has been approved. First, the next item on the agenda is elect the chairman. At this point, we need the board to nominate a chairman and elect a chairman for the 26-27 school year, 26-27 calendar.
Mr. Chair, I nominate David Childress for the chair position.
Second that.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
Give it up.
Shuffle.
Come sit.
Shuffle. Well, first, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to the board for believing in me, and I promise to do my best to represent our community and this board and all of our actions. So thank you for that. Moving on, we need 2.02, elect a vice chair.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to, as a nomination for vice chair, Mr. Erica Rossi.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We have a vice chair, Mr. Rossi. Come on down. We're playing musical chairs today.
Aye.
Chairs.
We got it warm for you.
Hey, don't touch that. It's a bug on it. Don't turn it around.
Pardon the chaos for a moment.
January.
I know it. There's one in my house, too. Thank you.
These two. There we go. Welcome, Mr. Rossi.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you to the board for nominating and choosing me as your vice chair. I will do my best, and it is a great honor to be the vice chair of this board.
All right. Moving on, 3.01, student of the month.
Yes, sir. 3.01, Mr. Chair, we have student recognitions. I will come forward and do the recognitions. All right, again, Mr. Chair, members of the board, and our audience, we do want to recognize our Students of the Month. Our Students of the Month are usually nominated due to the fact that they have displayed some type of outstanding attribute at school, whether it's their behavior, whether it's how much they help other people, how they help their teachers, their attendance, all those things go into it. And when they're nominated and recognized, it is a great achievement to be picked out of their whole school as a Student of the Month. So we'll start with Amherst County High School. We have Phoebe Camp. And when I call your name, please come forward. I forgot to say that. Okay. Amherst Education Center, Hannah Welch. You'll have some company in a minute. Right there's fine. Okay. All right, from Amherst Middle School, Darian Morse. I think he has a basketball game tonight, so he will not be with us. From Nelson Middle School, Esther James. You're welcome. From Amelon Elementary, Mackenzie Martin. From Amherst Elementary, Abel Robertson. We won't bite. Congratulations.
You want to take that? Thanks.
Central Elementary, Adeline Weber. Elon Elementary, Skylar Kidd.
Thank you.
Madison Heights Elementary, Queston Wright. Temperance Elementary, Malachi Humphrey. Come on up. Congratulations. And we will take a picture. Parents, if you want to take a picture, you can kind of just come to the middle. Mr. Chair, do you mind coming down? Can we all shoot through the middle?
Y'all come on in.
Y'all get where you need to be. Good? Everybody good? Okay. Thank you. Next, we want to recognize our staff of the month. And parents, y'all welcome to stay. If you want to see the board meeting tonight, if you need to leave, I understand. All right, staff of the month. Amherst County High School, Wanda Johnson. Amherst Education Center, Charles Johnson. Amherst Middle School, Linda Zablosky. Manelsa Middle School, Sharon Childress. Amelon Elementary, Cheryl Overstreet. Amherst Elementary, Alyssa Hayden. Central Elementary, Misty Droog. Elin Elementary, Ashley Hudson. Madison Heights Elementary, Jada Buchanan. Temperance Elementary, Morgan Ware. Not playing volleyball tonight, is she, Jim? Not tonight. Okay, all right. Transportation Department, Evelyn Dawson. And from our office, Ms. Ashby Baldock. And again, every one of these are our staff members. Ms. Chilchin, come on down. Every one of our staff members has done something that really is deserving to be recognized. And again, it's usually their work ethic, what they're doing in the building, how supporting students, how they're supporting staff. We just want to appreciate, we do appreciate all you do for our students and our community. Thank you.
Don't show favorites. There's more. Sit up higher.
I'll don't fall.
Shannon, I should have had yours first. Sorry. All right. So next I want to recognize Ms. Shannon Willis. You mind coming forward, please? I'm going to read a little because, but make sure I don't forget something. So Shannon was named the 2025 DARS, which is Department of Aging and Rehabilitative Service. I can't talk. Rehab Services across the state. She was a 2025 DARS statewide community partner champion. So she was the. My understanding was you won this across the whole state of Virginia for your work you have been doing. Awesome. So this, and she was recognized, what was the date of this? December 11th, I believe. Recognized in December. We couldn't get her to the December board meeting, so we want to bring her in tonight. But this is just an honor for what she's been doing for our students here in Amherst County. She has 28 years of service in education. She's built her career defined by innovation, compassion, and leadership. And you currently serve as our instructional specialist for adaptive programs, elementary through postgraduate. And she's also the transition coordinator, all while furthering her own growth by going through Leadership Lynchburg and pursuing your leadership endorsement. So when I was at Manelson Middle School as principal, she was there and worked for us there. And she has continued to advance her career as we've gone forward. So I just want to congratulate you and say thank you. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to 4.01, public comments, and we have one person on the list, Charlotte Jennings.
Adaptive's leaving. Sorry, Dave. Would y'all like for me to close the door for Wyatt?
We have to leave it open.
Bye.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members, and administration. I am Charlotte Jennings. My address is 400 Deerfield Drive, Amherst. I'm in the courthouse district. I hope this finds you well from our season of viruses and illnesses and infections. This is actually my first address to the school board ever. I'm a lifelong resident of Amherst County. I come to you this evening with gratitude for all the positive growth I have witnessed and experienced in our Amherst County Public Schools. My concern regards Amherst Middle School Gymnasium. There is much history and pride in this school. I feel with the growth happening in Amherst County that expansion is necessary, and I'm confident that the Board of Supervisors and the school board feels the same. Amherst Middle School needs a new gymnasium. I have sat as a spectator for many years on that one-sided wall of bleachers, supporting those Cougars. The past 2 years, supporting my grandson's basketball team has awakened my concerns. Even last night, the gymnasium was over capacity. Chairs were brought in for spectators. Cheerleaders were in the corner where their own families couldn't see them. Several spectators escaped getting hit in the face by a basketball by ducking or having a great catch by a neighbor. It's a good thing to have outgrown this gym. Last night I worried, though, about safety, capacity overload, fire hazards, evacuations, injuries due to closeness to the playing court. One spectator voiced that they felt things were closing in due to the capacity. Unfortunately, I felt embarrassed too. I support this team at home games as well as away. Our gym appears to be the oldest and the smallest that I have visited in Lexington, Nelson, LCA, Sandusky, Appomattox, Russburg, and Manelson. I'm sure that families, spectators, students, and staff are feeling some of these same concerns. Growth is here in Amherst County. I do hope I get to witness a plan and a new gymnasium for Amherst Middle School. I have many more grandbabies coming through. Thank you for your time. I'm headed to AMS now for another packed night. Thank you.
Thank you. Any others that wish to address the board at this time that may not have signed up? All right, moving on to 5.1.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we begin the rest of our reorganization. And so item 5.01A through G can be approved as one item, which is basically the role that me and my staff play in supporting the board. So we would ask that you have a motion to approve A through G, and then we'll have to do the rest of them individually.
Somebody want to put that in the form of a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve A through G as presented.
Second? Anyone? We have a second? Any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, sir. Next is 5.02, appoint a representative and alternate to the Laurel Regional Board. Currently, we have Ms. Ligon serving on that board as the primary, and alternate is Ms. Justice.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve both existing members to the board as presented.
Have a motion
Second?
and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you both for continuing to serve in that capacity.
Mr. Chair, 5.03 is appoint a voting delegate and alternate to represent Amherst County School Board at the VSBA Annual Convention. Currently, we have Ms. Ligon serving as the representative and Ms. Saunders as the alternate.
I'll make a motion that we, to approve the two members who are currently serving, to continue serving.
Have a motion
Second?
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Again, thank you both for being willing to continue to serve in that capacity.
Mr. Chair, 5.04, appoint a representative and alternate to the Central Virginia Governor School Governing Board. We currently have Mrs. Justice as the primary and Mrs. Saunders as the alternate.
Mr. Chair, I move that we continue with those who've already been serving so well.
All right, I have a motion. Do we have a second? All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you both for serving.
All right. Next, we have 5.05, appoint a representative and alternate to the Regional STEM Academy. We currently had Mrs. Thompson was serving and Mr. Arasi was the alternate.
Mr. Chair, I nominate Mr. Jason Childress to be representative.
All right, I have a motion. What about the backup?
Do we
We have a
do we
backup
do
for
that
that?
separate? Do we have to do that?
You can do a
separate?
separate motion if you
Or
want to.
it doesn't matter, I mean.
Or you can make the motion would be,
I nominate Mr. Terry
this-
for the alternate.
Way to speak up there, Chris. All right, so we have, but we need a second to that because we're amending it.
Yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
All right, so we have a motion and a second for Jason Childress to be for the STEM and Mr. Terry to be the backup. We have a second? Okay, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Again, thank you both for doing that.
Mr. Chair, next is 5.06, consider continuation of the School Board Policy Committee. Currently, we had Mrs. Thompson and Ms. Justice serving on that committee. As you know, Ms. Thompson is no longer on the board, so if you want, first you have to decide if you want to continue the committee, and second, you have to place another person on the committee.
So board, let's have some conversation on that. I'll say, I personally thought that this committee was a huge support and help for the board, and I personally would like to see it continue. But
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that the policy committee continue another year with the board approval.
okay, and do we want to go ahead and put establish in that who is going to be on the
I
committee?
think we need to do a separate.
Two separate ones? Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right, so
we-
you have a motion to continue the committee for another year. Do we have a second?
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we have the policy committee. So now we need to determine who's going to be on the committee.
I nominate Mr. Childress to be on the committee.
Which one?
Oh, dang. Sorry. Mr. Jason Childress to be on the policy committee.
All right?
Second.
All right, do we want to add anybody else to the policy committee or just Jason?
I think we have to do two to keep it.
I think
And
we
then
need more than
also-
one.
Yeah, so
I nominate Ms. Justice to be on the policy committee.
All right, we have a nomination. We have a second.
Second.
All right, we have a second for that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
congratulations.
Thank you both for that. And in all seriousness, that is a huge help to the board because a lot of time is spent going through those policies, really digging into the weeds of that. And so I greatly appreciate the effort and time that you guys, that you have spent and that you will spend moving forward. So thank you very much.
It won't get bad until April. This one, everything comes out from General Assembly. All right, so next we do have two policies as a second read for approval, request for approval. The first policy is policy JJAG, and that is a student athlete extreme heat safety and protection policy. That is that code that we need to have this policy, and it has to be reviewed biannually. And then we also have policy LBD, the home instruction. Again, that was updating that was just changing some of the verbiage and some of the vernacular of that as far as being all caps and not all caps, and those very minor changes to that. So again, I would ask that you approve policies JJAG and policy LBD.
Mr. David Childress, Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask that file LBD be separated out to the policy committee, just so it can be looked into a little deeper.
All right.
You have to have one motion at a time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
All
we,
right, so we have a motion to pull LBD to the policy committee. Do we have a second for that motion? And we have a second for that. Any discussion?
Is this, Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
is this the second read on that?
it is second read, but
Did it go to the policy before?
this one did not. It was a change. It came late, and we just brought it to you last month. It's a first read. So I'm fine with bringing it in. There shouldn't be a very long discussion, so don't have any issues with that.
Okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor of LBD going to the policy committee for review? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, LBD will go to policy committee. All right, do we have a motion for JJAG?
Mr. Chair, I'd like the board to consider, since this is an athletic policy, is it possible for us to add a reference to the cardiomyopathy information that the government provides for athletes, that there's a higher risk of cardiomyopathy in minors in athletics?
I would recommend, again, if you want to make changes.
Yeah, if you want to make changes, it needs to go back to the
Back to the
committee.
committee.
Yeah,
That'd be my recommendation, if the board so chooses. Again, we follow the VHSL guidelines on this, so we're there. But again, if you want to add to that, bring it to committee and we can discuss it and have further discussion.
Mr. Chair, I move the policy be sent to committee for further research.
have a motion. Do we have a second for that?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, no discussion. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so JJAG will also go to the policy committee. And so if you two would, go ahead and schedule a time with the administration to go and review those, and then we can have them present it back at the next meeting, please.
Sir. Next, we have 5.08, discuss and consider approval of proposed 26-27 school calendar. Again, we gave you this last month, 2 months ago, and then last month we had further discussion. And so now we bring it to you for approval.
All right, and so just as a follow-up to that, we did send this out to staff. We got feedback from staff on it, so we're not just willy-nilly passing a
Yes, sir.
calendar. We've got input from all parties, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. All right, so we have a calendar. Board, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion to accept the calendar as presented.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. We have a calendar for next year.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Next, we have the consent agenda.
Chair, I move for approval of the consent agenda as written.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right. So now we're up to our student reps. I'll turn it over to them.
Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to say that the cafeteria is finally finished and hot food is being served. Many students are very happy about that. In fact, the group that I sit with, they're super excited about it, actually. Also, our basketball teams are doing very well this year. Our guys are 6-2 currently, and our girls are 4-2. Hopefully, our guys pull off a win Friday night against Heritage. That'll be stellar for us.
Be great.
Also, me and Lamar, we both hope to go to both the middle schools before next month. So hopefully we'll have some news on more of their activities that they're going to have.
Good evening, everyone. Adding on to what Wyatt said about construction, the floor in the small gym is also done. So the 9th and 10th, and I think there's an 11th grade advanced gym class that also uses that gym. They're utilizing that space, the newly renovated space, and also additional activities. During the month of December, our FCCLA put together a Spirit Month where we had a variety of themes that engaged students across all grade levels. We also had our county's Winterfest hosted at the high school, which was a success despite the delay and because of the inclement weather we experienced. Additionally, we had some activities for our seniors before break. We enjoyed a special cookie decorating activity before break, complete with s'mores and hot chocolate in our new cafeteria. And all of these initiatives reflect our continued commitment to enhancing the student experience, both academically and socially, for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Update on accountability, 8.01.
All right, it's going to be a tough act to follow all year right there. Just a couple of quick updates for the board this evening. We received an email Tuesday afternoon from the state with some updates regarding federal identification. That came with a Canvas course that the state produces with lots of information, forms, different things that are going to be available to us. As we click through, every single page was still either under construction or access was denied, so we're still waiting on the actual information to come from that email. We also got some preliminary information about the school improvement grant. The board will remember for all 3 of our identified schools last year we received an allocation. We're anticipating an allocation again this year for Central Elementary, but we're going to find out more about that a week from today. On the 15th, we have a webinar with the state to get a little more detail, hopefully get a little more access to that Canvas course, get what we need on that side. So information is now coming to us. We're going to have a little more information for the board in February to update what that process looks like for Central. Unfortunately, still waiting for that webinar next week to really get into the nitty-gritty of all of that, especially when it comes to the school improvement grant. Obviously, we're going to bring that back to the board. We are already in conversation with Mr. Profit and his team at Central. He's going to be joining us for that webinar next week. We want to make sure that we are taking all of that feedback into account as we're thinking about how we might use some anticipated funds there. But as that develops and as more information is available, we'll certainly be sharing that with the board. I did also want to provide a quick update on our math textbook review. So we continue to get good feedback from the community, from parents, as well as staff. As of today, I had Ms. Matheny check for me. From staff, we had 43 responses. 6 of those are building administrators, so that was positive to see. Represented 8 of our schools, so we're still pushing that out, and we want to make sure we get feedback from everybody on that, but a good response rate so far. We've also received 19 responses from parents in the community. Most of those have been parents giving us feedback. Central Elementary is actually hosting a review night tonight to bring folks in, so we're excited to see this cycle. I'm glad we left it open a little bit longer this time. We're already seeing a better response rate than we did with all of our literacy work the last couple of years. So kudos to Ms. Matheny and her team. Kudos to the administration and their teams for making sure we have that out there and getting that feedback from the community. So on any of those notes, be happy to answer any of the questions the board might have.
Mr. Chair? Thank you, Mr. Neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
So we got 43 responses. 6 of them were administrators, 19 parents in community. The other 20?
So actually, the 43 was staff just by itself. Yeah, so
good.
6 administrators, and the balance of that were teachers, instructional assistants, other support staff in the buildings, and then 19 were the parents and community members that have given us that feedback. So still want more, want to make sure that's out there, doing a good job pushing it out, but glad to see that feedback so far.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other comments, board?
All right. The second bullet tonight is our monthly update, the Mastery of Standards. Very happy to say we continue to see some positive trends. I'm going to highlight specifically science and history, where we are really seeing continued growth. We've got some high numbers in those first 2 columns, and very, very excited to see that work being put in and students responding to that instruction. I will say with reading in particular, I think we had our end of semester, end of quarter assessment, so we had quite a bit of data dump into the system right there at the end of the semester before Christmas. We could also see that we probably got hit a little bit by some of that inclement weather and students being out a fair bit before that. Even with it, we still saw a lot of good positive trends with how students are responding to instruction and how ultimately with that spiraling back of standards, we're continuing to see progress and more numbers really in those first 2 columns, thinking about already having it mastered as well as at risk. So we want that red column to be as close to 0 as humanly possible. So there's still a lot of work to be done, but a lot of good positive data here, a lot of good positive responses. We're out in PLCs. We're seeing the data tell us that students are responding to instruction. We're on that right track to be ready for those end of course assessments here at the end of the year. I did also have an opportunity to meet with Ms. Justice this afternoon. I wanted to plug that there. I'm always happy to meet with the board, talk through the data. We do have quarterly assessment data coming up here before too long. Our next window for growth assessments will be essentially the month of February. So March will be our next big data reporting out and seeing where we are compared to that winter data or fall data, I should say. So again, if any questions from the board, be happy to answer those at this point.
Board, any questions, comments? Justice?
I just want to say thank you, Mr. Neighbors, for the time that you spent going over the data with me and showing the relationship between previous months' achievement, which is content knowledge, and showing the upward trend, and just give me that time. Thank you.
Absolutely, happy to do it.
And I encourage any board members to go and take the time to look at it, because it's a lot to wrap your head around.
Yes, yeah. We spend a lot of time with the data, and ultimately, I'm just glad that we're able to represent something that is actually being used by our teachers. This is what they're looking at every week. This is what we're talking about in PLC. So good representation of where we are instructionally right now.
Yeah, so that's one of the questions I was thinking of is looking through it. Obviously, we got showing a lot of growth. So my first question is using your crystal ball, because I know you have one in the office.
That's right, absolutely. Right back there in the back closet.
Right there in the
Yes,
back.
sir. That's
So,
right.
pull that out and help us translate that, right? So obviously, we don't have a real crystal ball. We don't really know, but the hope is that this is going to translate into much better SOL testing results.
Yes, sir. Yep.
As we move forward. And so that hopefully will be a good gauge for us if that does translate.
Yep.
As we move forward, next year, that this is a good measurement tool for the board to use. And then second part of that is, I have never liked to assume, but looking at some of these where we're not where we want to be,
Right.
right, where we're higher on the red than we are in the green and yellow.
Yep.
The assumption is that we are putting additional supports and measures in place to retarget
Yes, sir.
those growth areas. Obviously, geometry, algebra.
Yep.
Those are some of the harder ones. And as we look down through there, and of course, the sciences are hard as well. So
Absolutely, yeah. And that's what I appreciate about this and the functionality of this versus other data that we've probably presented in the past, right? This is a direct connection to what teachers and also administrators are looking at on a regular basis. So I think I made the comment earlier this afternoon to Ms. Justice, if Dr. Crawford wants to go into Mastery Connect and look at biology, for example, he can drill down to one specific class or one specific class period, I should say, for a teacher and determine where we are within that last assessment that was given. He also has that trend data, so he's looking at the exact same thing that we are and able to target those things. We can have different conversations with our administrators and our teachers because of that. We're really all speaking the same language from that data that we're looking at. So that has been tremendous. Quarterly reviews, other meetings we're having, it just allows us to target that and get that support in there much quicker than we normally would be able to. So,
and
yes,
so
sir.
have we changed the in the past, previous years, the PLCs it was almost like punishment
Gotcha.
for our
Okay.
teachers, right? And so have we changed that now that it's really an opportunity for our teachers to really, dig into the data and figure out
Yeah.
without feeling like it's being punitive to them?
Functional, I think, is the word that I would use, where
Okay.
it's meaningful time, right? There's no wasted motion. There's no wasted conversation. We're looking at this data. We already know where we are in some of those respects. We're spending that time learning from each other, learning new strategies, moving everybody forward as a part of it. And I'll give kudos to administrators with that. What we've seen with that lean in this year of them really guiding and facilitating a lot of those conversations, I think that's led to better outcomes on the back end. And frankly, teachers thinking, okay, that was worth my time that I just gave up with that. Still a work in progress, still continuing to get better with it, but definitely a different mentality and different feedback that we're hearing on the back end.
So one thing we're trying to do is the PLC's professional learning community, and it's not just a data dig every week. It's what are we learning from each other and how can we do better? That's kind of one thing we've tried to emphasize this year.
Yeah, good, awesome. Board, any other comments, questions? I didn't mean to take that whole time, but.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, next we have administrative. Dr. Hoden, again, is not able to be with us this evening, so I will take over his role here tonight. But first, we do have construction update, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Rokes and kind of go through some of the changes at the high school.
Good evening, members of the board. Over the last month, a lot of significant changes have been made in the high school, and while most of the staff around Amherst County Schools were enjoying break, we were continuing construction at the high school. A lot of technology has been added. I'm glad the student reps are enjoying the new cafeteria, and while they were gone over the break, we have added additional 18 TVs between that and the serving areas. We had 13 in the cafeteria and up the Main Street area, and then we also added 5 in the serving area to put the menus and things like that up on. They're still not up and running yet. They're all powered up. The visionary technology we are installing, the contractor's installing, would actually allow us to take things that are in the auditorium, display them out into the cafeteria, those type of things as well. So a lot of technology going on there. This is the picture of the serving lines. The 5 TVs. It's sort of hard to see from y'all's perspective, but the 5 TVs over each one of those, and we'll be able to change the menus, and the cafeteria staff will take care of that as we progress each day. Also, out in the cafeteria, we now have a projector and screen that was installed over break as well, so that they can do staff meetings, or we can have smaller community meetings and those type of things in that area. And again, this will be tied into the system, and it has its own. This has its own audio system and everything, so we can do presentations right here as well. In the office area, and actually Ms. Wentz is the occupant of one of the new offices. Is this in the old auditorium area? They are occupied now, as well as one of the classrooms is currently occupied. This is the nursing lab. We've added the curtains for the individual workstations in the nursing lab have been installed back in the far corner back there. You can see washer and dryer. And then this is a classroom with the bulletin boards and chalkboards and everything like that up in there, ready for the students. Some of this equipment will be coming in over the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks, and we anticipate moving the nursing lab from the existing location into here, hopefully within the next 2 weeks or so. And I need to talk to the instructor tomorrow in reference to that. Cosmetology, the picture on the left was a month ago and looked like a construction area. And now we're pretty much in the finished product. This is the picture on the right is the classroom area. And as you can see, it's floor's done, painting's done, a little touch up here and there. Cabinets are in, and the board's up as well. So that is progressing. And this is the lab area itself, where the cosmetology students will learn to do their crafts and skills in there. And this is the picture as it is today. Actually, some updated pictures. This is actually complete. The contract is finished this afternoon. All the mirrors are up. Everything's in place now, and pretty much ready to go. You can see the picture on the left would be a reception area as well as a merchandising area. The shelves against the wall on the left, they will be able to have product and sell and things like that. And then the workstations on the right. There are 20 workstations like those on the left there. On the right. 20 workstations throughout the cosmetology lab. 4 on the wall to the left, 6 right there in the center. There's 3 of them back to back. And then along the front wall, which is the parking lot side of that area, which is the old band room, you have another 10 stations across there as well. And then this is, of course, the washing stations. And on the back side of this, they have the styling stations. And then in the far left corner, they actually have, stations where you can do nails and those type of things as well. Finish cosmetology here in the next couple of weeks. Install all the equipment and move into nursing. Again, that's in the next couple of weeks. We're developing a plan now, and I got the school on board and the contractor. We're trying to line things up. We'll begin demo of the old nursing lab here in the next 2 weeks or so. And then, of course, continue construction of the agriculture lab. There's really been a lot of changes in the ag lab itself in the last month or so. We've been trying to work out some engineering concerns with water flow and drainage and into the pipes and everything. So we've got that resolved now, and so here in the next few weeks we should see the floor being poured back in there. But all the electrical's done, the HVAC is done, and so pretty much getting the plumbing finished up and getting it painted, and that's pretty close to finishing as well. Any other questions?
Board, any questions? Just one comment for me. Great work, and it's a lot to do. I do a lot of the similar stuff for my other job, and so I know it takes a lot of effort to stay on top of that. So kudos to you and the team for doing such a great job.
Yeah, thank you. Like I've said it multiple times before, I keep asking Joy for an office up there, but it hadn't found one yet. But it is coming along. It's great to see the technology and some of the finishing touches going back into the cafeteria, and with the screens and the technology part adding in, as you can appreciate. The folks that are coming in there for different contracts and stuff are just amazed by what has been built, and so thank you to the school board and to the board of supervisors as well for allowing us the opportunity to do that. So that we're getting there. Thank you.
And when we do our FOIA training and PD on the 15th, we'll be using one of those new classrooms in the old auditorium. It's now a new classroom space, so get to use some of that. Next, we had the discipline board change for the second semester. So Mrs. Ligon, Ms. Justice, and Ms. Saunders are it for this semester. And Mr. Terry, talking with Dr. Hoden, he said, if you could fill in if there was a need for a fill-in. And Mr. Jason Childress, we will try to, get you in so you can see some of how it operates, so you don't understand that part as well. So we'll work that in with your schedule too as we go through. Okay. And then from the Verizon wireless update, the tower, everything on our side has been signed. It is now in the county side, so they'll do whatever they need to do for their meetings and hearings and things like that as that moves forward. But we have completed our requirements. Now it's with the county and how they work out their aspects of it. Any questions on that?
Questions?
All right. So next I want to have Ms. Boyko come up, and she's going to share some information regarding our communications and how things are looking. So I'll give it to Amber. Amber.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I come to you tonight with some very exciting information to share with you with regards to communications. So last year we worked through what were we going to do with the website. It wasn't meeting our needs. We were having some struggles with it. So we took the time. We were very thoughtful in how we approached the new website. We made sure that the new website is an external facing communication tool. There were a lot of internal specific information on that website, and we went ahead and pulled that off so it's not confusing. And then we started with that migration. We did end up going with Parent Square as our website provider, and that was a fantastic transition. It is a great product. It is very easy to use. It is very user-friendly. All of the web managers have been very open and very happy to work with it. And a lot of the feedback that I have gotten from our internal folks as well as external stakeholders has been very, very positive. With the new website, we did do a lot of new training. I had to get them trained on how to use the new platform correctly so that it stays looking the way we need it to look. We also began doing ADA compliance training. That was something that had not been done before. There are some new rulings that came out in 2024 that will have an effect on us based on our community size starting in 2027, but I am pushing them now. We are starting to do them, and we will continue to do them. So every time I meet with the web managers, we are having refreshers and talking about something new or something that's changed to make sure that we stay ahead of the game if we can, and that we're being very, very proactive. We also did some training on photos because we wanted to have a focus of really telling our story and showing people the fantastic things that are going on in our buildings. And so we've worked with our, not only our web managers, but our social media managers to make sure that those photos are accurately reflecting the wonderful things that we do have going on. So leading up to going live, one of the things that we wanted to make sure was to communicate that change, to make sure that nobody was surprised and that people knew what to expect. So we actually had a marketing campaign that took about 6 weeks. We had teasers that led up to it. They were not only division branded, but they were branded for each school. So they went out on all social media platforms. Information went home. We had launch posts. A week later, we reminded people to go and look at it. And then we kind of sat back and waited to see what was going to happen. So I am happy to say the following information. I shared this information at our leadership retreat in July with school and division leaders and admin. And this was very, very exciting because those of you who were on the board last year when we first talked about the website, the 12 months of 2024, we only had data to show that we had 6,900 visits total on our website, nothing more. What these numbers show you, these numbers show you the first 8 days of July 2025. And the numbers went through the roof. So this was very, very exciting to see that even our smallest school, Temperance, they had 1,000 visits in a week. The division page, we exceeded what the visits we had exceeded the 12 months prior. So that was really, really exciting. But what is even more exciting to share with you guys is that after the first semester, so our website was live for 6 months, these are the numbers at the end of December, and they have consistently gone up. So it's very exciting to see that those numbers from the first week, it was not a flash fire, it was not a quick one and done, like it is continuing, and we are getting the traffic, and even our smaller schools are getting the traffic. What is really exciting, especially for the high school, is with the old website, the high school actually had less visits than our middle schools and some of our elementary schools. The high school now has more visits, which is what you would hope, that being the biggest of the schools. So this is very, very exciting. This is what we want to continue to happen. This is telling us that people are going to the website, they are hopefully finding the information, but it is being used, which is fantastic. Looking at the division site, a lot of times people like to ask, well, which websites or which pages are we actually seeing the most hits on? The home page by far is getting the most hits, but HR, congratulations, you guys have 3 of the top 8 pages that are being seen. So people are coming to find out, what is it like to work for Amherst County Public Schools? How can I become a substitute? What if I want to chaperone or volunteer in the schools? So the fact that we put that information out to help our stakeholders, it's working because they're going there. So that's very, very exciting to see. Child nutrition is getting a lot of traffic. The calendar, so people know when we're in school, and good attendance is important. Looking at website analytics, this one kind of knocked me over just a little bit. After the website went live, I did make sure that we could continue to track similar analytics with Google so that we could kind of compare apples to apples. And I thought these analytics were staggering to see how much increased engagement we are actually having with the website. And it's not only people just landing, but it's people landing and then clicking around, or people landing and actually reading the information and engaging the information. I believe we're over on the far right where it says we have a 414% increase in average time on site. Previously, the average visit was maybe 30 seconds. It's now up to over 3 minutes. So that in itself is very, very positive. There is a note there that, these do seem pretty drastic. Some of it is the fact that the website is redone, it's more user-friendly, and some of it is that the new website does have some analytics built into it, so it works a little bit better, and we have some search engine optimization features to make it easier for people to find the information, and so that's helping to lead to it. But all in all, very, very positive. Just so you can see some of the feedback, we have gotten feedback from staff, we've gotten feedback from parents and community members, and across the board, it has been very, very positive. Still open to feedback if somebody has a thought or an idea. The website it's not static. It is not a one and done. It has to evolve over time to stay relevant and stay current. So I'm always open to feedback, to having conversations, and for looking for ways to make things better as we continue to move on. Social media has also seen a very positive uptick, and we've been really focusing on making sure that we are telling our story and not leaving it up to somebody else to tell it, and we are encouraging engagement with our families and with our community. So one of the 2 big foci that we've had this year is to stop putting static images and use our social media accounts as bulletin boards. We are focusing on getting actual pictures of our students and our staff up there, and then getting video clips so people can actually see them in action. So we have the movement, because that is what is attracting people on social media and getting them to pause for the 3 seconds before they go on, and it is working. One of the other things that we did is, with the communications committee that we have, is we started a communications calendar to have a more organized approach for how we are promoting information, especially on the division social media accounts. So we're not having times where we're putting out, 10 posts a day and then going multiple days without posting anything, but we're trying to be very thoughtful and intentional on how we organize, and making sure that all of our departments know that they have an opportunity to get information out, and it's planned out so that they can plan for it, and we're not constantly playing catch up. And that seems to be working really, really well. I did go ahead and pull some Facebook data for you guys, just so you can see the improvements in our engagement and with social media. And this is only on Facebook alone, and this is during first semester. So from the first day of school to the end of December. And again, you can see that we've had some pretty drastic increases in the views, in the viewers, in the interactions, in the visits, and even people starting to follow. And as people start to follow us and link to us and share with us, that's how we get broader engagement, and how it will show with the algorithms, it will start showing up in other people's feed, and they will see that information. So that is very, very exciting. Wanted to highlight a couple of the success stories for those of you that may not be on social media, so you have an idea of what we're doing. This year, we have implemented 2 new weekly campaigns. We do a Tuesday Treasure every Tuesday, where we have an inspirational quote that has some tie to education that we have paired with either a photograph or a video clip from within one of our schools. And so we post that out there as kind of an uplifting, it's so refreshing to see something positive on social media. And it's fun to see parents and grandparents and folks see the people that they recognize and tag them and reshare them. And then we've also started doing Throwback Thursdays, which has been a labor of love, going through old yearbooks, and we have photographs dating all the way back to the 1920s, all the way up, and we're starting to get some really good traction with those, of people tagging each other and seeing themselves or their friends, and we've had a few requests, hey, how about the year I graduated from school? So we're trying to be random, if you will, in how we're doing it, but also being very thoughtful to hit all of the decades as we go through. But we have content to keep that going for a while, so that's exciting. We continue to recognize holidays and awareness on the recognitions calendar. And then in the fall, we also started doing a reel every month of the students and staff members of the month that are recognized. So after the meeting, we put a reel up where we make sure that they're out there as well, so that everybody can see them, not just the folks watching or who happen to be part of the school, and those have been received really well. 2 other specific successes that I wanted to highlight is in September, we did an attendance awareness campaign, and we did the same thing last year. Last year, it was a little more static. It was just data and graphics, and it was okay. Yeah, maybe a little boring, yes, but it was the first time we'd done something, and we can only get better. So this year, I worked with our division social media lead, Ms. Naomi Giles, and we worked with the social media managers at the schools, and we decided to put out a series of videos to make it a little bit more interesting. And so we had 3 videos over the month, and the first one went out, and it was pretty exciting. So we got 10,000 views, and we had over 100 reactions. We're like, ooh, this is exciting. We're going to wait to see what happens here. And then week 2 went out, and there was a little bit of a dip, and we're like, okay, not a big deal. And I had gone to Naomi with an idea that I had seen, because, we work smarter, not harder. And I said, do you think that we could create one of these, it's like a TikTok reel where people do something funny. I said, I think we can get some staff together. So it was on a teacher work day. We were able to get people together, and we did a TikTok reel, and it was talking about the excuses for a student being absent, what's considered excused and unexcused. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but you can actually click on this link, and it will take you to the video on Facebook. And we sent it out there on a Thursday, and on Sunday I checked it, and we had over 10,000 views. I texted Naomi, I'm like, have you seen this? And then it was 50,000, and then it was 100,000. We've had over 7 million views and almost 23,000, just over 23,000 reactions. That's huge. Now, of course, we're sitting here wondering, like, what in the world are we going to do to outdo that? But just the fact that we got there, and it's funny because as people are seeing it and then they're sharing it and more people are seeing it, it keeps ticking up. And even now, 4 months later, you'll see it continue to tick up. So that was pretty exciting to see. And it was our staff being willing to help us out with that one. And similarly, another success story, I attended a virtual one-day conference. It was actually based in Wisconsin, Nebraska, somewhere in the Midwest. And they were talking about the use of social media and engagement, and they were going through using examples of exemplars, what has worked well. And as I'm sitting there, I was multitasking, listening and doing some other work. All of a sudden I hear an Amherst County Public Schools out of Virginia, and I look up and they had gone to our website and they had seen a post that we had made with regards to the welding program that we have at the high school. And they had used it as an exemplar at this national conference to show how when you highlight your programs and your teachers, what a positive reaction it can have, and talking about the number of views, the number of comments that it had. And so that was pretty amazing to see that we got that national recognition, and it's for one of our teachers doing what he loves. So again, there's a link if you actually wanted to see that post there. So we've definitely had some positive when it comes to communications, especially our digital communications. So thinking about kind of where we are and why things are working so well and what we can do moving forward, I would say that these are some of the things that I think our success can be attributed to. I think one of the things that Amherst County Public Schools does really well is the collaboration. Communication is in my title, but this is not all me. There is a great support structure. There are fantastic people that I have the opportunity to work with who help make these communications possible, and it really is a collective effort. From Dr. Wells and Mrs. McNerney being willing to humor me and listen to new ideas, trusting me and being flexible with doing some things that have never been done before in this division is very nice. We have a communications committee with the three of us, plus Dr. Rose and Dr. McGinnis and Mrs. Giles, who meets monthly, and we're able to go in and bounce ideas off of each other and use it as a sounding board and kind of get the ideas. Do we think this is going to work? Should we make a tweak before it goes live? But working together to do that. All of our schools have dedicated web managers who have been phenomenal in accepting the challenge of working with a new website, having to deal with me and ADA compliance training, and they have done a fantastic job. It's an ongoing process, and we're going to continue to work to get comfortable, but they have done a fantastic job. And then on the social media front, we have our division social media lead, Naomi Giles, as well as all the school-based social media folks who are willing to try new tools, who are willing to try new things and work with us when we send a quick email of, hey, can you go get us a picture? Can you go help us get a quick video? So that we can really make this all come together and make the communication work for the division. I think seeking out the feedback and listening to the feedback before we made any of these changes, especially when it came to the website, was instrumental. And continuing to seek that feedback is important and is going to continue to be important with the communications. Dedicating the time on the front end and being very thoughtful on how we do things and how we develop things and thinking them through and then doing the after action plans. Again, the training, and then also making sure that we never forget that it is not a one and done. The communications, the website, the social media, it's constantly evolving, and making sure that we are staying on top of that and willing to change and make adjustments as needed. So I appreciate everybody's collective effort. Wanted to share some highlights with you guys, and then also see if you have any questions that I can answer.
Thank you. Board?
I don't have a question, but I just want to do a shout out. The best one was the snow days, or the lack of snow days. That was great. It was ingenious. So bravo. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other thoughts, questions, board?
Mr. Chair?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. So one of the stats that stood out to me was that 30 seconds was what it was the general longevity of a stop. And I can just attest to that as a new school board member 4 years ago, 30 seconds was long enough to figure out you could not find the information you needed and you needed to call someone. So I just want to say, good job.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
and the comment of, it works so well on my phone really spoke to me, as my phone is my computer that I carry with me everywhere. And so thanks for your hard work.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Awesome work. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so next 9.03 is student suspensions for December. They're posted. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer.
Want any questions on suspensions? Only that it's too many.
It is. It always is. Yes. Student services update. So we want to give you some information on Best Labs, and so you can see the Best Lab data. It is, again, it's attached. So again, the analytics are showing that students are utilizing it, and it is helping overall behaviors to kind of reduce some of those suspensions. So we're glad to try to answer any questions, and also Dr. Smith is here. I think he can answer some questions also, if you have any.
Want any questions, comments on the Best Lab report, or Best Lab in general? Just one comment on that, or a question, and I've asked you before. We're not seeing this as a I just want to get out of class type of service for the kids. It's really being utilized to support the needs of our kids, whether it's they need a timeout or if they need to go talk to someone. So.
Yes, that's the trend data we have. You know, a lot of times are morning or right around lunchtime where students are going there just to have that person to talk to. But then there are also times when they do need that break because there's some stuff going on that they go there. But it's typically, from what data we have, is not being abused as just a way to get away from, get out of class.
Yeah, good. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Next we have Finance, Ms. Lukanich.
Good evening, Mr. Chair. Congratulations, members of the board. Before you tonight, we're going to talk about the financial reports through December, so we're halfway through the fiscal year. We had talked about the calc tool that's going to be coming out. We did get an updated calc tool for this current year in December. It reflected some technical updates and adjusted for the division's fall ADM, which we had said their ADM was trending higher. So the update does show that, and if we were able to maintain that higher ADM until we get to the March 31st funding ADM, we will see an increase in state funding for this fiscal year. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed on that. On the expenditure side, there was a couple on the object code summary that was showing over budget. We do have a supplemental appropriation that needs to come before you all for approval for several grants, some deferred revenue from last year, as well as the CIP transfer into operating that was put into the budget last year. So I'm going to be bringing those to you, and it will take care of some of those overages. So I wanted to point that out. The only other thing I want to say about this year, one item that's on my watch list is our health insurance costs. We've had a spike in new enrollments of members, our employees enrolling in our health plan, as well as we've had a couple months of high claims, and being self-insured is definitely something we got to keep looking at. Just remind you, we do have the reserve at the county, but that's what we want to use as a last resort. We want to look within our current year's budget to adjust if we need to. So I just wanted to let you know and make you aware that that is just one of the items that we're looking at. Do you have any questions on my first item of this year?
Yeah, so actually I do have a question. So thinking through that, the increase in the ADM, would that help offset some of that cost?
Yes, sir. It would not cover it if the trend doesn't get better, obviously. But right now, it would look like around $400,000 would come into of additional revenue, and we'll just have to see. It could completely switch in the second half of the year. It's just one of those unknowns. So we monitor every month anyway. We're just going to keep doing so and updating you. And I'm sure we'll dive into it during the budget retreat process.
With some of the items with the marketplace and insurance
for general population folks. Some of our family members have come on as a family plan as opposed to having their own separate insurance. So that's kind of caused that increase in participation with staff this year.
All right, Board, any other questions on that topic? Thank you.
Okay, so I have a second item, and it's for the upcoming budget process. First thing I want to let you know is, at your place, you should have a revised budget calendar. The original budget calendar that you adopted had a lot of to be determines, because at that time, we did not have the Board of Supervisors, their budget calendar timeline. So this is updated to reflect their dates. And we did have to make some adjustments in the March area, had to shift the March board meeting, but I just wanted to give you an updated list, updated calendar, so you could review that. Also, we did get the calc tool for the 26-28 biennium, and that is from the former Governor Youngkin's proposed budget. That budget proposal did include a 2% compensation increase for your SOQ funded. One of the things that did change for us was our composite index did increase. It went from 0.3015 to 0.3128. And as you know, if your composite index goes up, it means the locality gets to pay a greater share. So that's in there and is one of the factors. We're eagerly awaiting the House and Senate proposed. I think they said the crossover was at the end of January. We typically get the calc tools from those in February, so we're curious to see if that's going to be a big change. But as we're looking at that towards the future, I just want to go back in time a little bit just to keep this on everyone's radar, that there was budget action taken last year that's in this current year, that when we went through the budget process, things were done to balance this year's budget. So we had one-time funding of operating expenditures that was placed into CIP, that the CIP funds were going to fund that. So when we get started, and I just want to keep that on everyone's mind, that was almost $1 million that for us to maintain status quo is going to have to come back in there. And we still have also like the All in Virginia funds that were ending this year that did your summer school, had several positions. So it is going to be, we're going to work through it, but I just want to keep that on your mind as we're looking at this calc tool. We're still going to have to go back from last year where we didn't get the full funds that was needed for the school division and try to adjust within that to see what we can do.
So it sounds like it's going to be a very interesting budget conversations
Absolutely.
as
we're going to work
we
really
move forward.
closely together.
And thinking about the composite index, that's one of the few times that the higher number is not
good
in your favor.
Correct.
So,
Absolutely.
but I think a lot of divisions has seen that number go up, unfortunately.
Yes,
So.
sir.
Board, any other comments, questions? All right, thank you, Mr. Cole.
And again, on that note, just remember that we feel Governor Youngkin's proposed budget will probably be the worst case scenario moving forward. We do anticipate additional funding coming through the General Assembly, but we won't know that until it goes through them. They don't come back into session until the 14th, so we won't have any idea until after that. All right, next we have Human Resources, Mr. Gallagher.
All right, thank you. Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, members of the board, hope it's not too late to say Happy New Year and good evening. We have several items tonight. The first is the monthly vacancy memo, and you can take a look at that. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Any?
Board, any questions?
Okay, I'm going to hand this over to Dr. Rose.
You want me to do the rest, or you're gonna jump in? Okay. In front of you also, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, and board members, Happy New Year. You see the recruiting memo that's been attached inside the board docs. It kind of lays out what our plan is to do face-to-face meetings at the recruiting events that are being held at many of the colleges and universities. We've also made some shifts in who we are actually going to face. So at the bottom are the ones that we're kind of trying to create a different type of relationship, staying connected with them as we see job openings and communicating job postings, as well as opportunities in some instances for December graduates to come in and apply for positions that might be available. We're going with the mantra, retention is the new recruitment, but we have strong relationships with all the universities and have people that we can connect with them as far as recruiting and job opportunities within our division. So if you have any questions about that memo, I'll be glad to answer them.
Or any questions on the memo? Thank you.
All right, and we are tag teaming this evening, so a few more items are really for your awareness. The next one is the Teacher and Support Staff of the Year Recognition Dinner, which is January 22nd. We think we've discussed it in the past, but wanted to remind you that's at 6 o'clock at Sweetbriar Prothrow in the Josie Dining Room. I'm hoping that all of you can attend, as many as possible. It's just a wonderful event. We get to recognize and discuss and talk about the characteristics of the amazing winners from each school that we have in the division, and we will select the division winners and we'll present that evening. So it's a great evening. The next is that we have Virginia School Principal Appreciation Week coming up in January 12th through 18th. So we'll do some things to recognize our amazing leaders out in our schools in this next week and moving forward. So just an awareness there. You should see some social media posts as well. And finally, for just notification, the Education Career Fair, Saturday, February 7th. Many of you have come by to participate in those. It's a great event as well. We hopefully get a lot of traction and put that out there and get a lot of great folks coming so that we can fill any vacancies that are upcoming. We did recently just put out our intent survey so we can get a grip on an idea of who may be retiring or intending to leave. We had a good responses so far, and thus far, we have very few individuals that have noted that they're leaving. I hope it stays that way. But that's a nice event, and I do hope that you all participate in that as well. And that will be held at Amherst Education Center, correct? This year. So that'll be a nice venue central to the division. So any questions, I'll be happy to take those.
Mr. Gallagher, what time is the career fair?
That is 9 to 11, I believe today. 9 to 12, thank you. Uh-huh.
It should be at the bottom of your recruiting memo.
It is, okay. Board, any question, comments? Thank you, Mr. Gallagher.
All right, Mr. Chair, members of the board, item 12, superintendent matters. Since I can't talk much, I'll keep this short. School board professional development I mentioned earlier will be January 15th at the high school where the old auditorium used to be, which is now classrooms and offices. We'll meet you out in the hallway and make sure we know where we need to be, but it's right there in the main hallway in front of the school. It has 3:30 on here. That's when we're going to start 4-year training. If y'all could be there 3:15, 3:20 to get all the logistical things out of the way as far as calling meeting to order and things like that. Mr. Wright will be here at 3:30, and he'll do the 4-year training at 3:30. So 3:15, 3:20 would be great. Yeah, and yeah.
At the high school?
At the high school. Yes, ma'am. Right there in the old auditorium. Where you used to go in the old auditorium where the ticket booth used to be, there's now a hallway. And we'll be in another room on the left, but we will meet and greet you there. Additionally, we have a statement of economic interest reminder. Yes, I know, I have to do it too. And it's due by February 2nd with a wet ink signature. It can't just be a dry, it can't just be you type you have to sign it and get it to Ms. McNerney by the 2nd. If you need to see your old, I think she already sent those to you, but if you need your old one to know what to work off of, she can print those for you and send them to you. One thing she will do, though, is send it in a secure status if you want it. That way no one can jump in there without having a secure status through Google. So that'll be sent secure. If you want to come by and get it, we can print it off for you as well. And then another date reminder, the community dinner is scheduled for February 5th at 5:30, and that will also be at Amherst County High School. We will open up the registration. It's already open tomorrow or Monday to get us. We've already had a couple phone calls about it, but it's not officially open yet. But that'll be at the high school in the new dining area, and we'll have that there on the 5th of February. And Mr. Gallo, you already talked about the Toy Soy. It is great if y'all could all be there, and it'll be a great night. Nobody knows who won until we read the names, so it'll be a good night for them and a good meal and way to celebrate all of our teachers and staff of the year from each individual building. So that is all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
Board, any questions for Dr. Wells? Thank you, Dr. Wells.
Thank you, sir.
We'll move on to committee reports, and we'll start with Ms. Saunders.
Be glad to. I have no reports. Makes it simple. Since we're moving along so fast, I'm going to keep it moving along fast. So 2026, I see, is going to be the year of progress. I'm calling it now. So thank you guys for all the hard work and getting these kids moving forward to where they need to be. So thank you all. And that's all I've got. Happy New Year.
All right, the newbie on the board, Mr. Childress.
Well, the good thing is I don't have any reports yet. But I'd like to thank everybody from Amherst County for giving me this opportunity, and I look forward to working with this board and this administration.
Thank you.
Hopefully for greatness.
Yes, sir.
Justice.
Thank you very much. The Central Virginia Gulf School has not met this month, and we have posted the listing for our new math, let me get this here, read it properly, mathematics and research instructor who will be replacing Dr. Smith's math instruction position. I hope you all had a safe holiday. I'm thankful to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to serve my community by being on the board, and I look forward to a lot of great things. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jerry?
Yeah. So, Mr. Childress and Mr. Rossi, I'll look this way for Mr. Childress this time. Congratulations on your new positions. Got you back 100%. So if you need anything, let me know. And Mr. Childress, this direction. Congratulations. It's a pleasure having you on the board. So, thanks to the staff to give us the presentations. I love hearing from the students, the things that they always bring forward. It's they got just a different perspective than what we do, and hearing it come from them is awesome. And I look forward to hearing what they bring back from the middle schools. That's going down to that level is a great thing. So I do look forward to seeing the career fair. I've been to it several times. It's a lot of fun. So if anybody's out there listening and is wondering what it's like, you ought to come up and see it. It brings some really good people to Amherst County, and hopefully we can retain some of them. So thank you guys for everything.
Thank you.
Ligon.
Well, kudos and all of that from everybody else, and congratulations, gentlemen, this side, and congratulations, this side. And we're all glad to be back another year. So much goes on. It's just good to be here. And I kind of like what you said, Ms. Saunders, a year of good things going on, and everybody said that. So we're ready to roll. Last week, well, no, not last week. One day this week, I'm off still, so I'm confused. One day this week, Laurel had a ribbon cutting of a new beautiful building that we've added over at Modular Building. Much space for offices and for student services in there to be happening. So it was long sought after, and we were excited to be a part of that. When I left the VSBA meeting in November and came here, I failed to mention one or two things that's important, and we just shove them on down this way and that way. But there will be a regional meeting here, not here, in this area in March, and it's coming to you, and Danville City is hosting it, I think. Am I right? Yes.
Yes.
But good news is, if we can make it, we will host it next year at the high school. So did want to bring that to your attention and all the good things that occurred there. Hopefully, I'm going to travel to Richmond at the end of the month for a Capitol Conference, get an idea of what's going on with the legislative things. I encourage you to check your emails. Things come all the time from the VSBA this time of year about legislative positions and advocacy. And sure, if you have any issues that with any of those, please let me know ahead of time, and I will bring that to their attention. Just want to remind everybody it's flu season. We already know that. Only reason I'm even mentioning this because with the little people back in school, you know, lots of wiping of cabinets and sinks should be in order, and our teachers hopefully will stay well. We know it's a lot of sickness going around already. And we don't have a magic to that, except the flu shot was one. And then lots of zinc and turmeric is another. I'm not a doctor, but it works. And so we're hoping that our staff and our students can stay well through this. And I was just wondering, I usually don't ask something on the spot, but how many students do we have in early college? Do we know? And if not, just email me tomorrow. Don't look stuff up.
I will email you tomorrow.
That'll work,
Right
yeah.
after my long day, I'm going to give you the wrong number.
No, and that's why I
I'm
say I
gonna give you
usually
the right
don't do that. Someone asked me,
Yes, ma'am.
and according to what I do on my other
one.
job, you know.
I just know I'm going to give you the wrong number if I say it
Yeah,
tonight.
but we're just checking into things. And by the way, CBCC will go back into session on Monday, and we're looking forward to another year there. Dr. Capps gave his State of the Union message this past Wednesday, and we feel confident with the General Assembly is going to give us some money for some additions over there as well. So everybody's on the same boat. Give me some money, and we'll do great things with it. So Happy New Year, and I look forward to going a little further.
Mr. Rossi?
Thank you. Yeah, thank the board for nominating and choosing me as the vice chair. I look forward to serving this year, and it's an honor. Excited about the new year. Construction, can't wait to see all that finally completed. That construction project was something. A once-in-a-lifetime project, I think, and it was pretty extensive. We got into a lot of things there, and I think it's going to put our community on the map. And the website, it's pretty impressive. I like the engagement that we're seeing, and maybe the next viral video will get us monetized. I don't know. Maybe we'll start selling T-shirts and coolers. I don't know. I think that would be kind of exciting. And yeah, looking forward to another good year, and seeing the staff rallying together during the holiday was good. And yes, the zinc definitely helps. My family decided to give everybody the flu this year. I did pretty well. I survived it pretty good. A lot of zinc, and take it every morning. Usually when school starts, and I'll lay off usually around spring, right before the kids get out of school. But got to keep that zinc in you. And looking forward to another year, Mr. Childress.
Thank you, sir. Well, first, Happy New Year to everybody. And I would also like to extend a huge thank you to Mr. Terry, who served as our chair previously, and all the work and time and effort that you put into that, the many conversations that we personally had, and communications back and forth. And I appreciate your service in that, and I hope to live up to what you taught me. So thank you for that. And the board, I thank you guys for trusting and believing in me, and serving as chair. And again, I promise to do my best in that capacity. I am excited this year. I will say, looking at the reports, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, I kind of see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Looking at the reports, as we look at those growth reports earlier in the year, all the numbers were on the red side, very little on the green. So I'm extremely excited to start seeing those numbers moving over. And of course, the real test is going to be when we get the results back from our SOL. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping that we're going to see that pay off. And I want to use this as an opportunity to continue to ask the administration to continue to look at ways to support our teachers in these endeavors. They are the ones they're in the trenches every day with our students. And so we really need to figure out how we support them better, provide them the tools that they need, so that we can continue to move this so that it is a light, and it's not a train coming in our direction. So again, great work on that. I'm excited about the website, all the effort there. Staying ahead of the ADA stuff is extremely important. And so kudos to you guys for that. So, all right.
Oh, I had one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, welcome.
No, I was talking and looking here and there. Thank you for your leadership. good friend, parks beside me. You still parking beside me to
I am.
football? Okay. Where you go park? Just
I'm
kidding.
parked in the grass.
So on behalf of the school administration, I do want to welcome Mr. Childress, Mr. Rossi on as chair and vice chair, and also want to thank Mr. Terry for the work he has done the past couple of years in that chair capacity, and look forward to working with you. So, thank you. And ready for closed session?
Nope, we have
Statement.
public comments.
Public comments at the
Come up
end.
15:01. So if there anyone who'd like to make comments, come on up. 3 minutes individual, 5 minutes for a group. Anyone? All right, nobody's coming forward, so closed session. Which book is it, the
So,
black one?
Pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A1 and A2 of the Code of Virginia, it is recommended the board convene a closed meeting for the following: A1 personnel matters, A2 student matters.
Board?
Make a motion, we go into closed session.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're in closed.